Firstly, أحبكم في الله. Firstly, أحبكم الله في الله. Secondly, the question I have is, in Singapore, there's a lot of demands on our time and our energy. Work, school, and our families. So and Dr. Salah mentioned earlier that the area of competition is in the nawafila. So because of these commitments, we might not be able to engage in as much nawafil as we would like to. So could you share with us some practical advice on how we can strike this balance? Or should we just settle for the minimum in this dunya so that we can engage in more acts of worship? Jazakallah khairan.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. I think when it comes to voluntary acts of worship, what's important is for us to start somewhere. And I believe this. So say, for example, you're working throughout the week. In the weekend, don't you have a break? So from that break, inshallah, you can start off by saying every Saturday night, I'm going to get up for Salatul Tahajjud, and I will make sure that I read all my sunnah with all the, as they call sunan ratiba, and the nawafil on a Sunday, the whole Sunday. But with us, Saturday night, a lot of the people are in the clubs, and a lot of the people are actually elsewhere, and they think it's a night out, so let's just go away. You may want to go out, but don't forget, don't be lazy. Start somewhere with your nawafil, and thereafter it will be made easy for you with dedication. Once you become dedicated upon something and you do not miss it for a period of time, it becomes easy for you to fulfill it. It becomes second nature. And then there will come a time when you will be able to add on it very easily. Those of you who live close to a masjid and you make an effort to go to the masjid for every salah, it becomes easy for you to go to the masjid for every salah. Or if it was Salatul Fajr, for example, because you went to work, you might not be able to attend the masjid for Salatul Dhuhr, but at least for Salatul Fajr you were in the masjid. The problem with us is we say, okay, I cannot make Salatul Dhuhr in the masjid, so why must I waste my time, or why must I bother with Salatul Fajr in the masjid? As it is, I'm reading it at home. So there is no improvement in our link with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So what I suggest as a starting point is to make the most of the free time that you do have, and to dedicate that to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a big way. Not to say that you are taking from the rights of your family members, but you need to juggle, and you need to make sure that you fulfill the rights of those around you. I want to give you one simple example. You see, this mobile phone is one of the biggest fitna of our time. It is such a big gift of Allah, but it is such a big test from Allah as well. If you take your mobile phone away, trust me, you will create at least 4 to 5 hours of free time a day. To be honest with you. So this might seem silly. Everyone's looking at me as though I said something wrong. But the reality is we are guilty. We are guilty, myself included. We spend a little bit more time than we should on a device. So that time would have been much better spent if we read 2 units of nafilah to start off with. So if you might not be able to do all the 12 at once, but start somewhere. Say, I'm starting with 2, inshallah, I will be at 4, next week, and then 6, and then 8, and then 12. By the end of the year, I would like to achieve that. And I think that's a starting point, wallahu a'lam. But if we keep on saying, look, it's difficult, I've got a lot of work, I've got this, should I cut out the dunya in order to come to the deen and so on? There is no need to cut, but there is a need to strike a balance. Wallahu a'lam.
We have some questions.